talking about integer operations. We've talked about what integers are. So the first thing that we need to do is define integers again. So it is a negative or a positive whole number, including 0. And if you recall, that was in our Venn diagram. So the other thing to remember about integers, and we're going to be drawing lots and lots of circles to show this, is the sign in front of the number goes with it. So we wrote down, if we had a loss, it was a negative 30 or whatever, so that negative goes with the 30. So that's going to be important when we start doing operations. So let's talk about operations. So we're not really adding or subtracting when we do this. We are really combining integers. I'm going to show you some multiple ways to do this, and we'll eventually come up with an actual written rule. So 5 plus 7. That's an elementary problem. That's 12. Well, how do we know that that's 12? Well, we can do this in a couple of ways. We could use markers, so I could say I have 5 positives, 3, 4, 5, and I have 7 positives, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and altogether I have 12 positives. We could use a number line where I am starting at the 5. And because this is a plus 7, plus is to the right, so I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I know that I will end up at 12. So this is me adding 7, and I'm ending up at 12. Sometimes we have negative numbers. And this is where I'm talking about the sign in front of the number. This is a negative 5. The sign in front of the 5 is a negative, so it is a negative 5. The sign in front of this 7 is a negative. So this is a negative 5 and a negative 7. So we can demonstrate it the same way. I have 5 negatives, 3, 4, 5. I have 7 negatives, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So altogether I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 negatives. So this is essentially saying you owe mom $5 and you owe dad $7, so now you owe $12. Okay? So we're still adding them together technically and seeing what we have. You can also use a number line here, but now your number line is going the other way. Negative 5, and we're going to go negative 7 means we're going left. We're going back 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Went back 7. So negative 6, negative 7, negative 8, negative 9, negative 10, negative 11, negative 12. Okay? Sometimes there's a plus sign, but we're not really adding, which is why we change it to combining. So I want you to look at 3. This is a negative 5 and a positive 7. A negative 5 and a positive 7. You're not used to seeing it in this order, but in elementary school, then you saw it like this. We could put, here's my positive 7. We don't normally put the plus there. And I have a negative 5. So you can see I still have a positive 7 and I have a negative 5. These are the same expression. Okay? So if we wanted to model this, I would have 5 negatives, 3, 4, 5, and now I have 7 positives, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, if I think about a negative and a positive, I know that when I have a negative 1 and a positive 1, I get 0. So all of these negative positives that line up, they cancel each other out. They're really a 0. And when I do that, I'm left with 2 positives. So I can say a negative 5 and a positive 7 is a positive 2. If I was to draw a number line, I would start over here at -5, and this is a +7, so I'm going to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I can say -4, -3, -2, -1. This is 0, +1, +2. So think of this as you owe Mom $5 and you have $7. So after you pay her back, now you have $2. Okay? Same thing down here. This is a +5 and this is a -7. The fact that there's a plus here doesn't really mean we're adding. So again, with a picture, I can say I have 5 positives. I have 7 negatives. And again, a positive and a negative cancel each other out. So I'm left with 2 negatives. Think of this as you have $5. You want something that's $7, you need 2 more. Or you have $5 and you owe Mom $7, now you still owe her $2. You can put this on a number line, and we can start at +5. This -7 means we're going back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, -1, -2. Okay? So in summary, what we can say is, we'll put a little star before the summary. Just because there is a plus, you may not be adding. Okay? So in summary, we can say, if the numbers have the same sign, so for example, like here up at the top, these were both positive numbers. These are both negative numbers. So we just added how many there were, and we put the sign from our numbers in front of it. So we can say if the numbers have the same signs, add them and keep the sign. Okay? But if the numbers have different signs, like on these last two, we didn't really add. We actually subtracted, if you think about it, 7 minus 5. If the numbers, I'm running out of room, have different signs, subtract and keep the sign you have more of. So for example, if we take 7 minus 5, we get 2, and we have more positives, so it's a +2. But here, they were different. 7 minus 5 is 2, and I have more negatives, so my answer is a negative. Have a good night.